Hello there, and welcome to this episode of the How to Choose Happiness Show, where we teach you how to claim your power to create your life, your bank account, your money, your career, your time and freedom and joy any way you want to. I'm your host, Lauren Foster, and I want to say thank you to Allison. She's helping me out while Tammy's away, and also forever. She's my darling niece, and I love her. So she's starting a watch party over on Lauren Gabrielle Foster, and it can feel very lonely here, like I'm all alone in the world. So it's very important for me to be able to, say hello to Willie. No, this isn't Willie, this is Dilly. Willie and Dilly just came to live with me. They're my sister's cats. And she is off on an adventure, moving to a new place. And while she's transitioning and deciding if she's going to be in a place where she can have her cats, Willie and Dilly have come to live with me. So they're inside cats for the moment, but yesterday they got out, and I didn't really realize they were out until I heard something on the roof, and I went out, and Dilly was on the roof, and Willie, his brother, who looks just like him, was nowhere to be seen. So we had an adventure rescuing him from the roof and calling for Willie and hoping that he would come home, which he did, and everybody's all safe and sound. So this is what goes on at the Be Happy First house. So for this month, we're talking about money. We're talking about abundance, but abundance in a lot of ways means money. Now, of course, we want all the other stuff too. We want an abundance of health. We want an abundance of love and joy and laughter and adventure and excitement and contentment. And we want abundance in all areas of our lives. But money is a really big one because it's way easier to find joy, to find things to laugh about when you're not worried about how you're going to pay your bills. So in this month on money, so far we've talked about the most important thing, which is your money mindset, your set point, your thermostat setting for the amount of money that you feel worthy of, the amount of money that you feel capable of managing, the vessel that you have made yourself into to accept large amounts of money, which is what you want. And we talked about how having a poverty or lack mindset doesn't help anyone. We have a whole lot of guilt in our society, and we think that it's wrong to want money, that rich people are evil and rich people are taking advantage of others, when in fact the opposite is true. The really wealthy people in today's world are the ones who are making the most positive impact in the world. So if you really are truly socially conscious and you really truly want to help people who have less, get rich. That's kind of a quote from Napoleon Hill. I wanted to talk to you today about a podcast that I did recently. It's called the Uplifting Podcast with Randy Lee. So I'm going to post the links on the page here in just a little bit. But if you want to go off to Spotify or iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts and check that out, I tell a lot of my personal story there about where I was, bankrupt and homeless and hopeless and giving up and kind of rock bottom back in 2011. And I go into that story a little bit more. And the whole topic of the show is how to live a life of abundance. So it really goes along with our topic for this month and is a really great episode. And Randy teaches about feminine empowerment, which is tapping into your feminine energy and your feminine way of creating. So that prompted me to kind of give an explanation of that. And now, most of the things that we do in modern society, we do by a masculine way of creating, which is analytical, which is factual and step by step and practical and vital. We would not be where we are in science and technology and all of the technological advancements that we have without the masculine way of creating things. But the feminine way of creating is Dr. Claire Zammit teaches her whole philosophy is all around the feminine way of creating, and she describes it by the masculine way of creating is how you build a house, step by step with plans. You do this and this and this, and it's very practical and very analytical and you can get your hands and arms around it. And the feminine way of creating is like cultivating a garden. It's like magic. So you're digging out all of the old weeds and clearing a space that makes way for the things that you want to grow. And then you're planting seeds and you're nurturing with water and sunshine. And so both ways are powerful. And we certainly are not saying that the masculine way of creating is not good, because it is. It's amazing and awesome. But imagine how much more powerful we can be if we tap into both sources of power and we are creating in both ways. So we are using our feminine power to cultivate the garden of our mind, so that only healthy and I'm so happy that he did that on video. He touches your face with this little pause. So the feminine way of creating is getting your mind set up so that all of the wonderful ideas and the positive messages have a place to land and grow. And you're creating a soil that's not fertile to criticism, that's not fertile to gossip, that's not fertile to things that are dragging you down and keeping you from reaching your goals and having the abundance, the magnificent harvest that you're going for. So creating in both ways. So give me one in the comments if you're watching live. Hi, Christine. I just saw you pop in. I'm so happy that you're here. I so appreciate you supporting me here. Christine is in an accountability group with me. So if you are striving for, no, that's not Romeo. That's Dilly. There are 4 cats in this house now. Romeo is the giant white one, and you can see him running up the stairs behind me. That's Dilly. Willie and Dilly are the 2 boys that just got here this week. So a 1 in the comments if you're watching live, and a 2 if you're watching the replay. And please go and download the journaling worksheet. I'm playing around with the name of that and changing the title, but the content, the work in there is the same, and it's all about teaching you to begin and end your days purposefully, so that you're deciding who you want to be each and every day and the kind of day you're going to have. And so the difference between positive and negative people are saying that things are bad happening to me, things are never going my way, I'm so unlucky, is that they have not trained themselves to look for things that are positive. They're still stuck in the way of looking at things, looking for things that are negative. Whereas the positive people who always seem to be lucky and things always seem to be working out for them, that's what they're looking for. So 2 people can be in the same room with all of the same things and notice completely and totally different things. So it's up to you to train your mind to notice the things that you want that are enriching your life and your day. So use this journaling worksheet to help you learn this. And if the thought of journaling, writing something down in a book just turns you off, don't worry about writing it down. Just do the exercises in your mind. Say the affirmations in your mind. Make up your decisions about what is important to you in this day in your mind. So anywhere that you start, this is a valuable free tool that will really enhance your life. If you'll do it for just 30 days, you'll see the difference and you'll never stop. So go ahead and click that download and get that. Now, so I am always looking for ways of presenting original ideas to you. And I did a little search this morning and I asked the question, is there really such thing as an original idea? And I found this quote from Mark Twain, which, I'm not going to read you do the whole thing because it's really long, but basically he says there's no such thing as a new idea. We're just tossing in all the information that we have into like a kaleidoscope and spinning it around and then looking at it in a different way. And that's what me and every law of attraction teacher, every personal development coach, everybody in the world is teaching pretty much the same message. But here's the thing. I have never said these exact words before ever again, and I never will again. And you have never heard these exact same words, and you've never heard this exact same message as the person that you are today. So just like you can walk into a room and see things that you never saw before, you can hear the same message and your brain receives it in a different way based on how you have grown since the last time you heard the message. So bring to this show to any kind of studies that you're doing the mind of a child, the mind of a wanderer. I wonder, I'm curious, I want to see what I can learn. I'm going to write all this down and put it into my own vessel and see what sorts of growth happen from there. See what kind of ideas I get from that and ways to propel myself forward. So, not a new idea, but the 3 steps to the law of attraction. And these are, I believe it's Abraham-Hicks that really presents it in this way. And I always like to recommend their book, Ask and It Is Given, that is all about the law of attraction and how it works. And there are 3 steps. The first is that you ask. You're asking all the time, asking and asking and asking. Every time that you have a desire, you are sending a signal to the universe about something that you want. So asking is not a problem. It is your work, but you don't really have to try because you're doing it. And now some of you are going to be going, wait a minute. You said I have to be very specific. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Step 2 is the universe delivers. It's given. And this is not your work. So if you were just able to see it, everything that you've ever wanted or dreamed of or desired or wished for is just piled up outside your door, just waiting for you until you get to the 3rd step, which is that you receive. And this is where the work comes in. And, I say work. It's not, the work has been given a sorry connotation, but work to me is just processes. It's just steps that you take on purpose, things that you choose to do, ways that you choose to look at things that are allowing you to be the shaper, the creator, using your power to make your life. So this is where you get lined up with all of the things that you've asked for. So if you've asked for a lot of money, what does that really look and feel like to you? This is where the specificity is, because a lot of money to one person is not a lot of money to another person. So what kind of riches are you able to get lined up with? What does that life look like to you? How are you spending that money? Who are you helping? How are you serving? What type of person are you being and adding to the world with all of these riches? How are you showing up? And so in this month on money, this is our job. This is our work. This is getting clear on exactly what it is that we want and figuring out what that feels like and getting in that place and then being the co-creator with the universe. The universe isn't going to do all of this for you because then what's the point of you? You're here for a very specific reason, each and every one of you. Somebody said this, I think it was Marie Forleo, and I just loved it. It's like, God, the universe, whoever you believe created you, isn't just creating people for the heck of it. Everybody's here for a purpose. Everybody here is absolutely uniquely gifted and talented and has something to give to the world in your own unique and heart-expanding way of doing it. So just figure out what it is and go do it. Get curious about it. Get curious about what you think that your purpose might be, what you think lights you up, and just ask the question and then be listening for the universe to supply the answer, because I promise you there's something that you were put here to do and you are meant to make a lot of money doing it if that's what you wish. So that's our lesson for today. The law of attraction. Ask, the universe gives. Step 3 is you receive, and receiving is all about getting lined up and getting in a place where you are a match to the things that you have asked for. Okay, that's going to do it for today. Christine, thank you for being here with me. I appreciate it. I miss Tammy. Tammy's off traveling and visiting with her family. Allison, I'm really happy that you and everybody in the watch party are here. I'm grateful for all of the connections that I have and the way that each of you brings beauty and joy and love and happiness into my life. So I will be back on Tuesday. Next week, we're going to talk about the law of gender, or the law of opposites, how everything has an equal and opposite. There's, for everything that there is, there's also its opposite. For light, there's dark, and so on and so forth. And we're also going to talk about the law of gestation, which means that you if you are building something, if you are growing something, you got to give it a chance to grow. So get curious about that in the meantime, and I will look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Until then, remember that happiness is a choice, and you can always choose to be happy first. I'll see you Tuesday. Thanks.